All right. So, as I like to say with these things, as long as everything is working the way that it should be working, we are now live. So, hello and good morning to everyone who is watching the Written Melanin channel. Wherever this day may have found you, I'm so glad that you are here. My name is Chelsea, and I write books about Black girls who aren't all that nice. And we are here for some March Madness writing sprints. And if you are just joining us for the first time, March Madness is and when in March we all get together and host writing sprints so that you guys can be productive and that we can be productive with you guys. So if you are here, please say hello. Let me know what you're doing, how you're doing, all of that good stuff. Also, shout out to Tremaine and Christina, who are both here this morning. Hi, hope you guys are doing well. Let me know what you're working on today. Our first sprint, just so I do not get off track, is going to be 10 minutes after the hour. Give people time to get in, get set up, get ready to be productive today. So, IDK Sport Media Podcast is here. Hello. Just so you guys know, that is my brother. So he has a sports podcast. So if you guys like that, sports, he talks about everything: basketball, football, hockey, whatever, soccer, everything. So make sure you guys go check out his channel. So yeah. Also, Kama is here. Hello, good morning. I don't think I've seen you before, so welcome to my channel. But yeah. As for me today, yesterday I got through chapters 9 and 10 of my story, so I'm working on getting through chapter 11 today, and hopefully it goes pretty well. My word count goal for today is 4,012 words, so we're going to see how that works out. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it. The beautiful thing about March Madness is, well, I'm writing every day, so momentum definitely counts. Let's see here. Ben is here. Welcome. Hello. Christina said, working on a scene for my dark fantasy romance today. Ooh, that sounds fun. I feel like I am in a dark fantasy era, so I'm actually really excited to know more about that. If you feel like sharing, like, no pressure. But yeah. And for those of you coming in, hello, welcome. Author Kay McCoy is also here. Planning on finishing up a few revisions for my upcoming novel. Sounds good. And Tremaine said, doing pretty well, working on the same trilogy, book 2 edit, and adding more fighting. Look, I'm always here for the violence. That is one of the things that I had to do yesterday. It was a very mild scene in hindsight, but I think it adds just a little bit of something, a little je ne sais quoi, if you will, to one of my characters. And I was just like, okay, this is good. This is what I'm here for. So, Joanne is here. Welcome. I haven't seen you in the last few days or so. I hope you're doing well, love. How are you? But yeah. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I did not eat this morning. I woke up late. I have not had my breakfast or anything to drink. So first sprint, I am going to go grab myself some coffee. I drink decaf, so it's not like I need caffeine, but I'm gonna go grab myself some coffee and some oatmeal. Let's see here. Tremaine said, hey, IDK Sport Media Podcast, big WWE fan, going to road to WrestleMania. Awesome. Very cool. So yeah, again, just throwing that out there, slight plug for my brother. He is IDK Sport Media Podcast in the chat, so be sure to click on his channel and get into his podcast. I'm not just saying this because I'm his sister, but I honestly think his podcast is like funny. Him and his co-host are kind of hilarious, and I say that coming from a place of not liking sports. Fun backstory, right? Not that you guys asked for it, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway. I don't like sports. Like, I grew up in a very sports-centered household. My brother played baseball for like his entire school career or whatever, and my dad loves football. So I just need y'all to know that when I tell y'all that my brother loves sports and knows sports, I have very vivid memories of being viscerally upset during the summer when we stayed at home, because he was literally watching, the Tour de France, where they like ride bikes up hills. And I was like, wait a second, we're off from school. We have the ability to do anything, to watch anything on TV. And you want to watch these people ride a bike? Bruh. I was so upset. I was so upset. And not only did he have the gall to watch it on the TV, he was playing the little video game on the computer too. And I'm like, bro, what am I supposed to do? You have the TV and the computer. This is not fair. This is not fair. Anyway, all that to say that he's loved sports for a long time, and he's very good at talking about it, and he's very entertaining. So make sure y'all check out his channel if you're into stuff like that. He covers everything. So there we go. There we go. My trauma is now your content, your entertainment. And I love that for you guys. I love that for you guys. Let's see here. That's cool. I feel like we're all in our romantasy era these days. It's going to be a romantasy trilogy. Ooh, loosely inspired by the history of Anne Boleyn, set in a 1920s inspired world. That sounds so cool. That sounds so cool. Oh, was it? Was it? Well, now the world knows, because I for sure have talked about that. That trauma rides with me, bro. But you know, I will say this. He was a good big brother. When I needed noodles, he made them. There we go. So it wasn't all terrible. It wasn't all terrible. But yeah. Summers as a child, man. Things you carry with you into adulthood. But Christina, your book sounds really dope. I am here for it. Like I said, I don't even know if it's a romantasy. I really like fantasy with romance aspects. Like, I like it when it's a balance. Like, yes, we are on this adventure, but we are also like falling in love. And I think that's part of the reason why Project Necromancer is turning out the way that it is, because it's just like, yes, there's plot. There are things happening, but it's also like a lot of romantic elements in it, right? And a lot more, way more than what was in We Are the Origin. So I'm having fun with it. I'm really having fun with it. So yeah. Also, Z is here. Good morning. Welcome. Just came from Shannon Sprints. Yes, and Shannon is also here. Good morning. Make friends with the like button. I suggest you do too. It is a very friendly button, and it gives you a little poof and a sparkle when it's when you click it. So go for it. Go for it. But that being said, you guys, it is 11:09 Eastern time. So one more minute, and then we are going to get into this first sprint. And if this is your first time joining us, welcome. We do 45-minute sprints around this part with 10-minute breaks in between. So we're going to get into our first one 10 minutes after the hour. And if you haven't told us what you're working on yet, feel free to let us know. Like I said, I'm going to be working on Project 11 of Project Necromancer, which is from Carol's perspective. And I'm really excited about it because Carol is, she got a little sharpness to her. She's been a soft girly for a very long time for a lot of this book, and some sharp edges are coming out in this chapter, so I'm excited for it. But yeah, you like fantasy with strong romance theme? Sounds good either way to me. Yep. Look, we understand the assignment around these parts. But that being said, you guys, it is now 10 minutes after the hour, so let's go ahead and get into this. If you guys are just now coming in, quick reminder that I am going to be getting up during this first sprint to go get some coffee. So I will be back, and we'll be riding with you guys. So 45 minutes on the clock. Chill hop in the background. When you hear me talking to you again, it'll be time to come back. Let us know what you did, how you did, all of that good stuff. So I hope you guys are productive, and I will talk to you in 45 minutes. Happy sprinting, everyone. right, you guys, that is it for that sprint. So come on back, let us know what you did, how you did, all of that good stuff. As for me, I did not actually get up to go get my coffee, so here we are. But I did actually get some words down. Right now it says that I have 917 words, but I know that that's not accurate because I am rewriting some things at the bottom of the page that are going to be deleted. So, not sure how much I actually got, but know that I have gotten a pretty decent amount. So, feeling pretty good about it. No complaints, no complaints. Also, shout out to Portia who came in while we were sprinting. Hello, good morning, ma'am. I hope you are doing well. I also want to let you guys know that Portia's book actually released today. It is called In Over Her Head, and you guys can check it out. I'm pretty sure it's on Amazon, but I know that it's on her website. I will drop the link down in the description box, or in the chat and the description box. So if you're watching this in the future, it'll be in the description box. If you're watching this now, it's in the chat. So be sure to get into it. Portia's a great author, so go buy her books. We support Black authors around this part. So there you go. If you need no other reason, go get it because of that. But yeah. What was I saying? Oh, okay. Let's see here. Tremaine said, great battle scenes, played Assassin's Creed, Halo, and cyberpunk music. Awesome. First of all, I love Assassin's Creed, so I completely understand getting that soundtrack behind you while you're working. Let's see here. Author Kay McCoy said, got sidetracked with some publishing LLC stuff, but managed to revise half a scene. Awesome. Speaking of, I should probably do my LLC stuff for the year. I have not yet because that is depressing and frustrating, but it is something that needs to be done. So we'll add that to my list of things that need to be done rather soon. Oh, cinnamon rolls sound good. Not you got me over here being hungry now. But yeah, author Kay McCoy said, congratulations on your book release, Portia. Again, same. Congrats. Super proud of you, love. I know you said in the chat that it was like your first release in like a year and a half. So I'm glad that you are back releasing the chaos, because if y'all don't know, but Portia's books be wild. Wild. If you like those Korean webtoons, you would probably appreciate her books because they come with the drama. They come with the drama. But yeah. Let's see here. I actually have her website up. So if you're curious about In Over Her Head, the description from her website reads, in trying to get her bag, Karima's ambitions landed her in hot water and on the road to lose the little she had. Fearing lawsuits, she sought the help of Octavius Jones of Jones and Associates to help her clean up her mess affordably. However, Octavius wasn't who Karima thought he was. Making her an offer she couldn't refuse, Octavius changed Karima's life in the matter of hours. Karima went from being in over her head with her business to being in over her head as Octavius's instant girlfriend. Octavius Jones is the heir to the city's controlling drug operation. He sees the city as his kingdom and rules it with an iron fist. When he received the call from Karima about her business troubles, he saw an opportunity to build something that eluded him for years, a queen and heirs. Will Karima be able to handle Octavius's controlling ways? Will she be able to keep her head when she gets caught in the middle with Octavius's greatest rival? So, like I said, she captures the energy of Korean webtoons. Absolute chaos, but complete organized chaos. It all comes together. So like I said, if you're interested, I dropped the link in the chat. I will add it to the description box. So if you're watching this in the future, you will have no reason not to go get it. So there you go. And it's also pretty reasonably priced looking at the ebook. Ebook, you can get it directly from Portia for $7.99. So get into it. And I support buying books directly from authors themselves. So that's why I put the link to her website in it. Because when you buy it from the author themselves, they get to keep all the money. Amazon or none of that takes a portion of it. And that helps a lot when you're an indie out here trying to hustle. So there you go. Get into it. She also has paperback books available. So go for it. Let's see here. Z said, had some food. My last roti had a fruit salad too. Got in 525 words somehow. Sounds good. Y'all are reminding me that I really need to go feed myself and be a responsible adult. So I'm going to do that for sure on the next sprint. So yeah. Here for it. Love that. Not you reading the blurb that I want to rewrite yet again. Look, man. I'm just trying to help you. Feel free to rewrite it. I wrote the blurb yesterday for Project Necromancer, and I'm still very happy with it. Like I'm quite content. So, if you want to rewrite it, let me know and I'll read it again. Just let me know what the situation is. Let's see here. Ash is here. Hello. Welcome. JC popped in as well. Hello. Welcome. Good morning or afternoon if you're on the East Coast. But hope you guys are doing well. Glad you could make it to write with us. Let's see here. Ash said still doing lots of onboarding, but going to keep you on the background. Happy writing, everyone. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I hope your onboarding goes well. Yeah. R8. You know what? That makes way more sense than R. So 8, my last roti. Got you. Again, I need to go eat. But there's this thing that I really want to make. It's like okay, so I'm plant-based, so just throwing that out there. But also I really like salads and some stuff that's simple. I don't know. Side note that again nobody asked for, but I'm gonna give it to you guys anyway. I'm the type of person where it's just like when I eat stuff and make recipes, it's like I like cooking things and then putting it together, but I don't like things that are like mixed together, right? I don't know how to explain that other than like if I have a salad, I like to know like, oh, it's like a salad with like roasted vegetables and stuff, right? I don't want it to look like essentially spaghetti sauce. I don't know how to explain it other than that, and I don't eat avocados, so that also narrows it down. But I saw this recipe on Pinterest that's really like this really simple like cabbage salad, and I have been in this era of being like, oh, salads can be really dope. Like you don't just need to have like a lettuce base with like the chef salad that you get at pretty much every restaurant that's just really sad and pitiful. Like there are so many ways to eat a salad that are really good, and I have been on my kick where I want to try this this cabbage salad, but I also am in this kick of like making my own dressing and stuff, so I want to do that with like some roasted broccoli and chickpeas. I feel like that would be really good, but I have not had time to do that. So I may try to do that on my next sprint, but I probably won't. I'll probably just get something quick so that I can stay in the flow of writing and get as much done as humanly possible on these sprints. But we will see. I will definitely have to go eat something though. I have some overnight oats, so I may go for that. Y'all don't need to hear me talking through all of my food options. I am so sorry. Clearly my mind is on other things right now, because all of y'all in the comments talking about you got cinnamon rolls and roti and everything else, and I'm just over here like I have not eaten since yesterday. So yeah. I love cabbage. May have to try a cabbage salad too soon. Honestly, look, it's so crazy because like once I started making stuff for myself, I feel like cabbage is one of those things that's like so heavily slept on, because I'm like, cabbage is actually really good as long as you just don't boil it. Like at no point should you just be straight up boiling cabbage and like trying to season it that way, because it's not good. But like if you bake it, if you roast it, if you saute it, oh my gosh, look, sauteed cabbage with some scrambled eggs, some chickpeas, and some shredded carrots with some soy sauce. Bruh, it slaps. It's amazing. It hits. And I'm like, where has this been my entire life? Cabbage is actually really good. You just got to cook it right. But nah, I can't do avocados. I had a really bad experience with them. I had a really bad experience. So when Ben and I first started dating, he took me to this Mexican restaurant, right? And at that point, I had no issues with avocados. I like guacamole, like cool. I got literally the same thing that he got, but I just didn't take the guacamole off because I was like, I don't have no issues with it. When I tell you that I was viscerally sick immediately, like the moment that guacamole hit my tongue, I was like literally throwing up in the restaurant. And I have not been able to eat avocados since. Like I've had it just to be like, okay, yeah, I can choke it down, but the memory of that moment is still like so fresh. Every time I have an avocado, I'm like, nope, don't let it touch my food. I don't need it. I don't want it. No, thank you. I don't care what kind of superfood it is. I will not be ingesting it. No, thank you. That and bananas, which makes being plant-based really hard because avocados and bananas are literally the two things where everybody's like, oh, if you need something to hold it together. And I'm like, no, I don't know. Maybe it's a texture thing. I don't like it. I don't like it. But yeah. Let's see here. You're good. Food is important. These cinnamon rolls are vegan. Ooh, that sounds so good. Make Ben cook for you. You know, he would if I asked him to, actually. But I don't know. Cooking is something that I actually enjoy, so I try not to ask him to do that unless I'm like actually just really like down back sick. Let's see here. I love cabbage. Let me stop. I could go on about food all day. You and me both, homie. You and me both. And let's see, who boils cabbage? A lot of people actually in black American culture. That's the only way I had it growing up until I started cooking for myself. And maybe it's just my family. I don't know. Cause I didn't like eat at a bunch of people's houses, but yeah, that was definitely a thing. But yeah. And JC said, I requested your books at my library, so I finally get to read them when they get it. Yay! Thank you. I hope you like them. Okay, I'm excited. I love when people request my books at the library because I'm like, yay, not only do you get to read it, it's now at your library so other people can read it. So I'm excited. Also, Morgan is here. Hello. Welcome. Good morning. Assuming East Coast. Good afternoon. Hope you're doing well. But yeah. That being said, you guys, steam cabbage. Okay. Unfortunately, it's not just my family. Okay, I didn't think it was just my family. Southern grandmother, and yes, boiled cabbage is definitely a thing. And once I had it for like a week straight, boiled cabbage with like rice and or cornbread, that's like a thing. Or like peas or beans or whatever. Like that's a thing. But roasted cabbage, let me tell you, air fryer, olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic powder, amazing. I can eat that all day, every day. And also another thing that I learned as an adult is like you don't have to cook all your vegetables at the same time. Like you don't have to cook a whole head of cabbage at one time. You could literally just like cut a quarter of it and then put the rest of it in the fridge. But I'm gonna stop because food is one of my things. It's like one of the things that I could talk about all the time. So that being said, we are gonna get into this next sprint. Let me stop reading these comments because y'all gonna have me still talking about cabbage and how amazing it is. Next sprint. Look at Ben being thoughtful, reheating the water for my coffee because he knows I'm about to go get it. Let me finish the thought. Good Lord. Focused. Linear thoughts. All right, you guys, we're going to get into this next sprint. You already know what it's going to be. So 45 minutes on the clock. Chill, hop in the background. When you hear me talking to you again, that will be the time to come back and let us know what you did, how you did, all of that good stuff. So as for me, I'm going off camera for a little bit to actually go eat and get this coffee, and then I will be back. So I hope you guys are productive, and we will talk in 45 minutes. So good luck, everyone. Happy sprinting.
by listening.
right, you guys, that is it for that sprint. So come on back, let us know what you did, how you did, all of the good stuff. As for me, I deleted everything that was in the chapter previously, and then continued on from there. So however that word count worked out, I am up to 801 words written for today that I can actually keep and do something with. So feeling pretty good about that thus far. Also did what I said I was going to do, and I got up, got some oatmeal, got some coffee. So now I'm no longer working on an empty stomach. So yeah, let's see here. Also, shout out to Vina who came in while we were sprinting. Hello, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Let's see here. Spent my morning making content. Feel that. I need to do that. I've been so slack on making content lately. I need to get back on it, but I'm glad that you got it done. Also, slight plug, if you guys haven't visited Vina's channel, you absolutely should. She has a lot of bookish content, but she also does writing sprints on her channel as well. So if I'm not sprinting, or any of the March Madness isn't going on, she usually has them on her channel as well. So another person to add to your arsenal. And if you are serious about reading diversely, Vina has a lot of content talking about books by Black authors and just diverse books in general that BookTube isn't usually talking about. So get into it. Sorry, y'all know I can't do two things at one time. I had to write down my word count before I forgot. But let's see here. Tremaine said, great second sprint. Awesome. Saw a way to segue with another series I'm doing, Subtle Hints. Love that. And Portia got 515 words. Sounds good. Sounds good. Portia, what are you working on? I know you said you got 515 words, but you had a book release. So are you working on Project Medusa? I'm curious. Let's see here. Other Kim McCoy said, woo, finally getting my timeline in order. Love that. As well as revised a therapy session scene, which I'm still low-key worried about. Interesting. What are you worried about? You got a community here, homie. Let's talk. What's making you anxious about it? But yeah, sorry. My brain is still not doing great at linear thoughts. Okay. Joanne said, no words written, just took a break and reading writing tips on writing kiss scenes. Okay. I don't think I've ever read a craft book about writing like intimacy scenes or anything like that. Like the craft books that I have always kind of leaned towards were kind of like, I don't say like the big parts of writing, but like the big parts of writing, like, how to outline your books, how to, write from the middle, like how to define your characters and like character sheets and pacing and things like that. I've never read about I've never read specifically like how to write a scene. So that might be something that I look into for in the future. But hopefully those, what you found, the writing tips and stuff that you found were helpful. Let's see here. So it is Project Medusa. Cool. So just so you guys know, Project Medusa, Portia's in the Melanin network. So I know a little bit about it, and it's, the best way I can put it, it's like a Black retelling of, Medusa, but like better. So I'm honestly looking forward to it because, Portia, this is also your first like real foray into fantasy, right? Because you normally write contemporary or children's books. So this is like your fantasy debut, right? With Project Medusa. Let's see here. Z said lost count but making headway. That's what counts. That's what we are here to do. Van said, I need to finish writing this one chapter and send to my CP. You got it. You're going to do it. I believe in you. We have at least one more guaranteed sprint coming up. And also, Penelope is doing sprints on her channel today. She is the next up in line for March Madness. So You got plenty of time, plenty of opportunities, homie. You got this. I believe in you. I believe in you. Let's see here. Joanne said there are 2 therapy session scenes for Project Sugar and Spice, and I'm hoping they will be well received. Yeah, I feel like writing therapy sessions might be difficult. It's a therapy scene with my main female character and way too close to home for me, IRL. Got you. I feel like, I don't know, I wish there were more therapy scenes in books and stuff. Mostly because, as the internet likes to say, everyone needs therapy, right? To just normalize it a little bit. But also, I feel like the therapy scenes that I have seen on like TV and stuff are always like so over dramatic. Like they're so over the top, and I'm like, yeah, no, having been to therapy, that's not how any of this works. So good luck to both of you writing them. Hopefully they are well received. You could always, I don't want to say get a sensitivity reader, but like you could always ask someone who has been to therapy, like, hey, does this come across the way it's supposed to? That's always an idea. But yeah. I would love to read a book about intimacy scenes. Yeah, there's a few romance writing craft books on Hoopla, and I know that there are like conferences and things for like romance writers where they talk about things like that. The only reason I know about it is because I've had a couple of friends attend them and speak on panels, and it's just like that sounds like something worth looking into. I usually don't pay attention to them, mostly because I don't write open door sex scenes into my books, mostly because my family reads my books and I'm just like, no. No. So yeah, almost everything that I write is like fade to black. So I've never really paid attention to it, but it never hurts to like brush up on a few things. So I might look into it. I know it was requested that I do a fantasy author guidance counselor on like craft books and things and like my take on it. So I might do some research, see if I got some suggestions that I can share with you guys. So yeah, this would be my first fantasy. Love it. I'm a fantasy girly, so I'm here for it. Let's see here. I love Greek myths. Yep. Let's see here. And Joanne shared a link to an Instagram that she said could possibly help. So, Author K. McCoy, that is for you. Hoping you get into it. And Portia is talking about her Project Medusa. Says it won't be Greek. So creating a new deity system in a fictional land. And when I write therapy scenes, they become major turning points because someone is revealing some mess. Yeah, I feel like this is my 2 cents, right? Take it or leave it. But I feel like if I ever wrote a therapy scene, I feel like it would have to be the character actively working through something that otherwise just would not have been able to be addressed in the book, right? Because I feel like therapy is like such a personal thing where it's just like, I know that I have this problem or this thing that I want to work through or address with myself, and therefore I need to do so. But I also feel like therapy is that moment where it's like, I can't talk to anybody else in my life about this. This is not something that I can actively work through on my own. It's like that self-acknowledgement of, I need outside help to process this thing, and I am aware of it and need help. At least that's how I think about it. So I feel like if I ever wrote it into a book, it would have to be something like that. Something where it's just like the natural course of growth wouldn't happen in the book because of that, Like, I feel like if Brandy went to therapy, she would definitely have to work through her parental issues, like her identity issues, right? Because she has a lot of trauma around that, right? And maybe I'll do that. I kind of want to see, like, question of the day. If one of your characters did go to therapy, what would they address? What would they be going to therapy for? Because as I'm thinking about it, Carol will be going for her impulsiveness. Like, hey, this is a problem. Making life-changing decisions off of a whim. Need help with that. And I feel like Nessa would be like, I'm here because they said I need to be here. I don't know. I'm perfect. I can't help you. Nessa would be in denial. She would be in therapy and in denial at the same time. But yeah, let's see here. See, I get fade to black because your family reads your books. That would be awkward. Yeah, and also it's just like a personal thing. I don't really enjoy writing sex scenes. Like, that's just not my thing. It's not something that I enjoy writing. Like, I'm not saying that I am incapable of doing it. It's just not something that I'm like, oh, I feel like for the type of books that I write, right? I'm never like, oh, a sex scene would just really amp this up. A sex scene is needed here. A sex scene would add something to the story for the type of stories that I write, mostly because I write for an audience that's young adult to adult crossover, where it's like it's in the book, but it's not like the main focus. And I don't know, for me, it makes me more comfortable because when I was talking to I'm going to give us 3 more minutes. So 10 minutes after the hour is when we're going to get into our first sprint, or last sprint rather. So 3 more minutes to take your break, stretch, breathe, drink your water, do whatever it is that you need to do to take care of yourself. But yeah, for me, I don't know. When I was doing an event for We Are the Origin, it just really hit me how many people, like, when they're like, oh, I have a teenager who's like 15, 16, 17 who loves to read, who would enjoy something like this. What's in the book? They do not care. Oh my gosh, you love me. Thank you so much. Ben brought me food, you guys. He's great. He's wonderful. Get you a Ben in your life. He's wonderful. Anywho, what was that thing? Oh, it was amazing to me how many people like did not care that there was violence in the book. Like, Brandy's an assassin. She's doing assassin-like things on the page. And it's just like, there'd be people who'd be like, oh, she like brutally stomped somebody's face in on the page. Yeah, that's cool. My 14-year-old can read that. Is there sex? Are there characters who are left alone in a room together? And I'm like, no, that's not in this book. And so they're like, okay, cool. And I'm like, that is such a weird thing. It's like violence, sharp edges, things like that. Totally cool. Cussing, totally fine. Which, by the way, there is no like profanity in We Are the Origin. There's none in this book either. I don't know. I don't know. That's not something that I want to include in my books, but it's just, like I said, it's wild how people will be like, yeah, no, thank you. if there's even a hint of it. And I just find that wild. But that's also like, in a lot of ways, part of my target demographic is people who are like older teens plus, mid to early 20s or whatever. That's like my very niche target audience. And so I'm like, okay, let's just keep this as, I don't say PG-13 as possible, but like PG-13 as possible, right? Rated M for mature, whatever, because of the violence. But it's also interesting because like it's for those exact reasons, like violence. People don't mind recommending or requesting my book from libraries or even schools having my book in the library. But I strongly believe that would not be the case if there was on page sex in the book. So that is also why there's a limited edition of We Are the Origin. So it's like, if you want those things, like, they exist. It's just in a different version of the book that you can only get from my website. And part of that's to make sure that my mom and my family never buy one, because I can just refund them their money and be like, no, I'm not sending you this. But yeah, let's see here. Sex scenes can be tricky to pull off, can be tacky, bland, or perfect. Yeah. My grandmother read my first book despite me telling her it was not her type of book, and she asked me if they ever get enough. That's hilarious. Okay. Some folks need to leave the sex out of theirs because it doesn't add anything. That part. The way sex is still taboo to talk about with kids, I don't get it. I don't get it, because what's wild to me is the fact that, like, I feel like people like to add in this idea of like purity to children or whatever. And I'm not saying that that's not the case, but I also feel like people have this unrealistic expectation that when kids hit puberty, 13, 14, 15, like, I'm not saying that there aren't kids who don't, I'm not saying that there aren't kids who don't wait until they're adults or whatever, but like there's also a very real reality that like there was a whole show called 16 and Pregnant on MTV. Like teenagers generally hook up with each other. That is like, and around that age is when I'm not gonna say a good amount or a majority, because I don't know. It's perception for everything, right? But it's a reality that there is a good chunk of the teenage population who starts experimenting with things around that age. 13, 14, 15, 16. Like, some people wait until they're good and grown. Some people don't. And I feel like pretending like that reality doesn't exist is kind of weird. Kind of weird. But yeah. People are desensitized to violence and fantasy. I remember when people were saying Children of Blood and Bone had no black trauma, but the book is full of trauma. We're not going to talk about that, Vina, because that's a whole conversation. People should talk to their kids. Amen. Sex scenes are a must for my genre, but there are different levels between the different romance types. They aren't all the same and require different language. Exactly. And I write for adults. That makes sense. They did say the teen pregnancy rates have dramatically dropped since we were kids. But is that possibly because, you know, our generation who saw 16 and Pregnant grew up to have kids and was like, hey, don't do this? Is because it wasn't a thing to like not be talked about? Did we ever consider that? Like, I'm curious how this next generation where everything is demonized, how they are going to grow up. Because generally speaking, things happen because of a lack of knowledge, because of ignorance. But again, that's a whole conversation, and I went way past the time when we were supposed to start our next sprint. So apologies for that. But all that being said, I don't write sex scenes into my books because I feel like they don't add anything. I feel like they're not necessary for the type of stories that I write. But I also have no problems with them as long as they're well written. Now, if you got a crappy sex scene, you know, that's a whole different conversation. But left or right, as Ben said, regardless, sex exists in the world and should be talked about. That's kind of my take on it as well. As a former educator, the parents can't think of their kids that way. I roll, which is crazy because let them hit 30. Where are the grandkids? Where's the husband? Where's the significant other? What are you doing with your life? When are you going to settle down? It's like, it's crazy. Like, you just expect people to go from, no, I'm never letting you out the house, to why are you still in my house and not settled down? Wild. But again, we're not going to talk about that. Because that's also not my lived experience, because my parents were like, why are you trying to leave the house so quick? I don't get it. Anyway, we're about to go into our third sprint. So you guys know that after 3 sprints, I don't guarantee any more beyond that. It's completely dependent upon how I'm feeling. So treat this like it's the last one. Leave everything on the page. Walk away with no regrets. 45 minutes on the clock. Chill, hop in the background. And when you hear me talking to you again, it'll be time to come back. Let us know what you did, how you did, all of that good stuff. So I hope you guys are productive, and we will talk in 45 minutes. So good luck, everyone. right, you guys, that is it for that sprint. So come on back, let us know what you did, how you did, all of that good stuff. Whew. As for me, I am up to 1,438 words in this scene. I'm pretty sure this chapter is going to be broken up into 2 scenes, so I'm pretty sure I'm at the end of this one. Still have to go back and kind of reevaluate it in the future, because I can already tell that while the content of what I needed to happen in some of the conversations is definitely on page, I needed to sound more in character for one of the characters. Like, she has a very specific way of talking, so I need to go and adjust that, and that is something that future Chelsea can definitely worry about. But making progress, so no complaints. Let's see here. Joanne just finished eating lunch. Z is in support of food. And Jocelyn, welcome. Not sure, I think you're just not popping in, correct? I have yet to eat lunch. So this is your reminder to stretch, breathe, take a break, eat some food, do whatever it is that you need to do to take care of yourself. So like, yeah. Let's see here. Venus said having trouble with the settings on my camera again and trying to fix them. Gotcha. Honestly, I have had to look up so many videos. I am like on the fence between using a camera, like an actual camera to record, versus using my phone. The only thing with my phone is obviously recording takes up memory and space and stuff. So I'm like, okay, using a camera is great. But also the settings, if you're not a camera girly, they can really be confusing. So I hope you get that figured out, because I am not a camera girly. I'm not. I am not at all. So good luck. I am genuinely wishing you the best with that. Z said, I'm going to sleep soon. Pretty happy with what I wrote. Need to edit now. Sounds good. I will probably also be on board with that taking a break thing. I'm not super tired, but I am at a place where I recognize that I need to do something for myself to kind of give my brain a break, because it's like, physically I'm not tired, but mentally I can feel like I'm at the end of like my creative well. Like, I need to take some time to refill it. So I'm going to definitely take a break. That was our last sprint. I'm going to recharge and hopefully get some words in. My word count for today is 4,000 words. So I'm going to try to bang out like another 600 words to hit that halfway mark for the 2,000 words. Take a break, and then get 2,000 words later this evening. That is my ultimate goal. But we will see how that works out. We will see. Let's see here. Nope, jumped in the middle of that sprint. Got you. Okay, I was just making sure that I didn't gloss over your comment when you got here. I didn't get many words in this time. I started writing a new chapter in one point of view and realized a page in that I needed to change the POV in order to make it work. I got that. I get that. One of the things that I am kind of glad that I did with Project Necromancer is it's dual point of view, but it alternates. And I'm like, okay, this has to be a hard and fast rule. Because Where the Origin has alternate points of view, but it's not like a hard pattern or anything. It's just like, if this thing needs to be told from this character's perspective, that's what we're going to go with. But Project Necromancer is hard alternation. So Carol gets the odd chapters, Nessa gets the even chapters, and they kind of blend together. At least that is the intention. I have to wait for my author council to let me know if I actually pulled it off. But so far, so good. Ben hasn't said anything about disliking it, so we'll see. We'll see. Let's see here. Knocked out another 2 chapters of revisions. Whoop whoop. And gotta go get ready for work. Until next time, have a good day. Hope you are successful today and everything goes well. Positive vibes only. So yeah. Yeah, the settings are either too bright or too dark, and I'm having trouble getting them back to the correct settings. Yeah, that's the other thing about like cameras. They're really not they don't do well with dark skin, which is also a thing that's kind of like frustrating, even with really great lighting. They have this whole thing with like focusing on darker skinned people, and it's frustrating. So getting that correct is a thing. So again, good luck. I cannot offer you any help, just moral support. So let's see here. Tremaine said cooking lunch now and I'll be off until tonight's sprint. That's a lie. I'm always writing, especially when I have a new scene I'm adding. I'll break soon. See you all later. Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, like I said, I am going to take a break. I will probably end up, I don't even know what I'm going to do. I just know that I'm going to be taking a break for a little while, and then I'll be getting back to it. So that being said, Penelope is hosting the sprints for March Madness. The next one's coming up. I will go ahead and grab the link for it so that if you guys want to have it notify you, you can do that. But yeah, her sprints, I believe, start at her sprints start at 7 tonight. So not 6:30, but at 7. Here is the link to it, should you desire it. There you go. I'll also add it to the description box below. And yeah, that's it. I will be back with sprints on Monday for more March Madness. So until then, I hope your days are lovely and your books are interesting. Thanks for being here, you guys. Bye.